Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran and I help people using a spiritual perspective. So today, as per the title of the video, which I assume is there, I assume I put a title for you to read, Slow the Fuck Down. I believe that's what the title is, okay? You think I would know, but I don't know anything. But it should be that title. Now, the concept of this title came to me in a late night walk, I suppose, just based on the fact that I find myself, okay, speaking from my own experience, I find myself motivated to often reach goals very quickly, let's say, okay? I don't necessarily slow down, and many people don't really slow down. In fact, we think that the faster we get to our goals, the quicker we get to point A or B or whatever, probably point B since you start at point A, but let's say point B, right? The quicker you get to point B, the better things will be, right? Of course, we all have ambitions and dreams and goals and things that we want and desire. So if we do want more money, a better job, a romance, some type of relationship, something like that, right? Then the things that we're doing to get there, we're often kind of trying to do things quickly. We're trying to get there faster. We're trying to get towards something in an attempt to get the reward of that something, right? So say if you want a job, and you might need a job, but a job comes with prestige, respect, stable income, money, maybe a place in the world, a further advancement in your career, something like that, like a good, solid, standard job, right? And you might want that, you might need it, you might strongly desire it, it might be a part of your destiny, okay? Well, whatever, right? Trying to get there quicker is really just trying to get the feeling, right? Because what does all those things do, right? You could say like the prestige, the money, it gives you security, safety, stability, all these feelings that are good to have. But ultimately, what you're trying to get is a sense of peace. You're trying to get the feeling, right? Any one of our goals or our manifestations or whatever you want to call them, dreams, aspirations, what we're after in the physical might be a job or money or a relationship or something, but what we're actually going for is a feeling, right? Where we're trying to get a feeling, right? Which is kind of ironic because that feeling is only ever available like right now. That's only when the feeling is ever going to actually exist. You can't get the feeling of peace from the new job that you're heading very quickly towards wanting, or the relationship or whatever it is you're trying to get so quickly. You can't get that feeling then, right? Because you're basically placing your attention in the future. So it's going to be very difficult to elicit a feeling of peace because we all really want peace. And another word or another way of saying what peace is, what that feeling is not giving a shit. That's what peace is. It's laying back, not caring, not worrying about things, just feeling okay. Peace is almost, you could say, nothingness. It's just the absence of doing is what peace is, right? So it's ironic that we head so quickly towards things, that we don't actually learn to slow down. Because I've spent so much time trying to get places quicker, and I just end up exactly in the same position that I've started, and I haven't actually transformed or really changed anything about myself, which is kind of funny because that's what needs to change, right? I mean, as a man, well, sort of a man, I'm more of a boy really, but let's say as someone sort of like a man, I think, generally speaking, that men are more prone to offer advice, solutions, logical sort of things to help people, right? And and I've learned this through my dealings with women, I suppose, that a lot of the time people aren't interested in that. They kind of just want a hug. They want comfort necessarily, and they don't really want sort of just answers, solutions really, because a lot of the time what we need is a feeling to feel better. We don't really need more information. So we're trying so hard to get places, to move to our next or point of being, our next a manifestation, our next goal, that we miss out on what's actually happening here in the present moment, where that peace is actually only ever going to be found, right? Whatever positive feelings you think exist with a manifestation, they don't exist over there, right? They don't exist on either side of this screen. They exist sort of right here with me right now, right? So that's where they exist. So it's sort of like any time that I've felt so upset, anxious about not getting what I want, and I try to speed that process up. And I just basically think that, oh, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I should be over there. I shouldn't be here. I should do this. It's it's a very difficult way of being, very stressful. It causes a lot of suffering because it would be so much easier to just accept where you are now, slow down, understand that whatever feeling that you want or need is going to be right here. And that ultimately everything that you think could possibly make you happy might not even make you happy anyway, because we're not very good judges of what could make us happy, right? So to me, treating myself lately sort of like a kid, like talking to myself as if I was a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, whatever, right? Talking to myself as a child who needs it. I'm trying to not necessarily lean on answers and solutions to get me to where I want to move quickly, right? Because that's a kind of an effect of trying to move too quickly, is you're trying to come up with all this stuff. But if you slow down and you treat yourself like a child, you treat yourself maybe even how you'd want to be treated, you realize that what's more important is feeling better, not having more information. And what's funny about that is when you learn to just hug yourself, so to speak, stop trying to provide solutions, just say, I know it sucks. I know that you're not where you want to be. This is tough. To console yourself, to comfort yourself, not provide logical answers, to just take a minute, some time to do that instead, to comfort yourself rather than provide answers. If you can take some time to do that out of your life, what's interesting is that you end up getting the answers anyway, because answers typically don't come in when there's static stuff in the way, but when you sort of a negativity, the feelings that are dragging you down. But when you can work through your feelings, when you accept them, when you transmute them, when you start to feel better, when you just start to feel better where you are, because you can only start feeling better right now. You can't feel better when you have a job, okay, or money or relationship. You got to do something now. That's when you actually start to feel better, because otherwise you get what you want, because sometimes we do, okay, and then you're not really happy anyway. And it's just another thing. It's just another thing. Okay. So the moment, the present, that's where these emotions are. That's where you have to comfort yourself. And in doing so, and taking that time to actually comfort yourself and feel better, the answers that were eluding you anyway are going to come in because you have so much more space. And these are sort of the insights and realizations that I've been coming to lately, speaking from somebody who has tried multiple times to rush their way towards success, only to constantly fail.